thanks so much for being over with us this week. It's clear that financial services organisations globally are realising the value of big data analytics and specifically Hadoop. Certainly here in the UK, we've got 3 of the top 4 banks working with us at Hortonworks, and globally, I don't need to tell you, we've got over half of the top 100 organisations. To get us started, why do you think that is? What's driving their interest in us and the area of big data?
Great. First of all, thank you, Lewis, for being here, and amazing to visit the city, and looking forward to being back more. So if you look at the financial service sector across the globe, they're in the midst of a massive transformation. Banks are trying to work with the millennial generation, which constitutes about 40-45% of the banking customers at this point. And these are folks who are comfortable using their mobile devices and other non-traditional modes of banking. So obviously the trend we're seeing across the globe, especially in the UK, is that banks want to invest more in digital capabilities instead of continuing to invest in branch networks, physical branches. And digital essentially has big data at its core, at its heart, because digital is all about understanding your customer from a micro standpoint, understanding each individual customer, their preferences, their financial journey, and being able to increase the lifetime value of the bank by about every 30 or 40% by using omni-channel modes of banking. But a lot of that, what underlies a lot of this is data, which is a theme that's being played out across the world.
Of course. So let's look at a couple of subsectors specifically. So retail banking and credit and payment networks. We've obviously got WorldPay as a fantastic example working with us here in Europe. All of us can relate to those from a customer experience point of view and what we see day to day. Why does big data matter to areas like customer satisfaction, new customer acquisition, improved brand sentiment? In terms of those business value areas, what do we contribute to helping the banks achieve in those?
Yeah, you just mentioned one of my favorite customers, WorldPay. I just spent the morning meeting with Mark O'Brien, a tremendous thought leader in this space. And if you look at what ties areas like retail banking and consumer payments is the need to be more directly conversant with your customer, need to have more intimate customer experiences in terms of understanding all the attributes that make up that person's financial journey and being able to interact with the customer in a way that drives higher customer satisfaction, reduces customer churn, understands the mood of the customer, and understands the aspirations of the customer, not just as a population or as part of the population, but as that Louis Matthews or Vamsi, whatever have you. So with that being said, big data helps in both these areas across a rich set of use cases, because leveraging a data lake architecture, being able to pull all your core banking data, wire data, payment data, loan data in one place using a data lake is not a capability existing architectures provide you with, like EDWs or relational databases. But once you have all those data in place, you can build more richer models of interaction with the data and analyze any interactions the consumer is doing with the bank in real time and merge it with all this batch data. I think it's what gives you the true power of big data across retail banking with customer segmentation, customer journey, a single view of a customer, and in payments with ensuring the best possible experience right from the retailer down to the card processor, down to the payment network and back.
So fundamentally just breaking down every silo that ever existed.
Every value that existed before.
Fantastic. So one last question, as we've got about a minute and a half left. You travel the world talking to customers like you've done today in London. Have you got an anecdote you can share with us? We've started exploring a lot with our customers how Hadoop's moving from really a technology-based discussion to business value and business outcome, and I know we've seen examples of that in the financial services sector. Could you share an example with us of where you've experienced that with one of our customers? I appreciate you probably can't name them given the sector, but just some detail would be great.
Great. So there's quite a few favorites of mine, but maybe the overarching favorite would be a global bank that's headquartered in North America, but they have operations in the EU, operations in APAC, and the rest of the globe. So this bank has been on the Hadoop journey for about 7 years now, and they're what I like to call at Big Data 3.0, where most players are still 1.0. So they've started using Hadoop technology to basically drive a lot of the cost out as an operational data store back in the day. But in addition to doing that, they were able to push a lot of applications that were resulting in higher customer returns in wealth, in retail, capital markets, far too many examples to name. But my favorite application would be their customer acquisition application. Prior to using Hadoop, they basically had this campaign management strategy where they'll run about one campaign every 2 months to go after retail clients. And a lot of those campaigns would be just mail-ins to customers. And because they lacked information on what the best avenue to reach a customer was, and they lacked all that rich data and predictive data capabilities. Now using Hadoop and Hortonworks and big data algorithms, they're able to run one campaign every 15 days. And they've also cut down the cost of the campaigns by about 30% because they're able to reach more consumers digitally as consumers like it at the right time. So the consumer can basically sign on and do more, they're able to do more cross-sell and upsell across all the different accounts. And we're briefly running some ROI metrics last week or a couple weeks ago for Santa Clara Summit. And their return on investment in this project has been more than 40% of what they paid in. For every dollar paid in, $1.40 back.
Fantastic. What a note to end on, Vamsi. Thank you so much for joining us today and for being in London this week. It's been great to have you, and have a good evening.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.